Hello and welcome to Helium 10's first product launch webinar of 2021. I'm Cassandra Craven, the social media and content manager for Helium 10. I'm sure many of you recognize me from the Facebook groups and our social media channels. And we are so happy to have you here with us, and we are thrilled and excited to unveil all the new features and updates that we have for you in 2021 to scale your Amazon business. Now, a couple of housekeeping things that we just want to get done before we roll into the webinar. If you are joining us from Facebook, make sure you grant us access to all of your comments, questions, Q&A portion at the end. We want to make sure we're seeing everything from you. We want your feedback. So go to helium10.com/live. That's right below there in the lower third of my screen, helium10.com/live. So we want to make sure we have all of your feedback, everything that you're excited about, tell us, and then stay tuned for a special Q&A portion with all of our product experts at the end of the session. All right, now another thing we're excited about is recently Helium 10, on behalf of Helium 10, I'm excited to announce we reached 1 million Helium 10 members, and we could not be more thrilled for the community that we've built here at Helium 10 and that you have chosen us to help you scale your business now and in the future. We look forward to many more, looking forward to the next million, if not more and beyond. All right, let's kick it off and jump in with a familiar face. A man you might know, you've probably seen him around once in a while, a familiar face, the one, the only, our chief brand evangelist, Bradley Sutton.
Hello, everybody. And before I get started, I got to throw the comment of the day so far. I think a sentiment we all agree with. Out there, Cassandra.
Thank you. Made my day.
Great to be here. How's it going there? Is the office still a ghost town there in Irvine?
It's very quiet. So it's kind of nice to get in our zone here. How's it going? How's your recreated podcast studio? I don't think many people know that you've done that.
I miss the office so much. That's why I had to recreate it here in my own house. But anyways, great to be on here with everybody. We've got over 1,000 people live already on the different platforms. This is great, and people still coming into the room.
That's amazing. I'm ready to get into it. I'm excited. Let's go. It's a new year, new upgrades, and new features. Bradley, are you ready to meet the powered up lineup of Helium 10 tools for 2021?
I absolutely am. Now, guys, just to give you a heads up here, some of these announcements we're going to do today, they've actually been live in your Helium 10 suite for a few weeks for some, if not all of you. So some of you might have already seen these things, but what we're going to try and do today is show the rest of you what we have updated in the last few weeks, as well as maybe even if you've already been using some of these tools already, we're going to show you some features that maybe you have missed.
Awesome. Let's jump into it, Bradley. Here's our agenda for today. You want to kick us off?
Yes, absolutely. All right. The first thing that we're going to be talking about, and this is going to be kind of a little bit spoilery. All right. Now, Cassandra, you used to work in the kind of movie and TV industry. Did you used to like spoilers or teasers about movies, or you just wanted to be surprised?
I have to admit, working behind the scenes, I like knowing what's coming up.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what we're going to do for people right now. We're going to give you guys a little bit of some spoilers and some teasers here. All right. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is how to make your product research faster, easier, and highly targeted.
Very nice. And then we're going to teach you how to enhance your inventory intelligence and create accurate forecasting. I'm looking forward to that one, Bradley.
I like your narration voice. It's kind of like,
thank you. I go into
radio too. I love it. All right. Number 3, we are going to show you how to unlock the full power and reach of your Helium 10 account.
Nice. That's what we're doing today, unlocking the power of Helium 10. And then we're moving into emotionally connecting with your customers and increasing brand loyalty. I'll be taking notes on that one for sure.
Yes. Real quick, right before I get into this 5, guys, I forgot to mention, we actually have a special guest that's coming on later today. So pretty 99.87% sure that you guys probably won't be able to guess who that special guest is. But if you want to throw in some ideas, go ahead and put it in the live chat. Anyways, before that special guest comes on, the 5th thing that we're going to be talking about today is how to level up your PPC insights with new trainings and high-level analytics.
Ooh, I'm sure Vince has some exciting things to share for us there. And then finally, the finale will be to mine new depths of product research and powered up version of our most popular tool. Ooh, exciting. All right, let's get into it. We have our first product manager coming to us from Cambridge, Massachusetts, Yoxie Wang.
Welcome, Yaxi. I saw from this little plane trip that we took there, you're actually in Massachusetts. What's the weather like over there right now?
Not too bad today. There's some small snow flurries, but a pretty warm winter for us this year.
Awesome. All right. Well, we don't know about snow flurries here in Southern California. Anyways, again, welcome to the team. This is, I believe, your first webinar with us, but it's great to have somebody on the team, a product manager, who's championing my favorite set of tools, which are the research tools here at Helium 10.
Really excited to join the team, Bradley, and to be working on adding new features to these tools that's going to further empower our users.
Yes, indeed. Now, speaking of our users, we've had a lot of brand new sellers come to the platform and come to Helium 10 recently. So to help them get started in product research, what's the first thing you have to show for us?
Sure. So a first feature that we launched this year is a new feature called preset filters, and that's in Blackbox. It will provide sample filters so that users who are unfamiliar with using Blackbox can easily get started with a new search. So let me show you how that works. So imagine you're a first-time user and you're not sure how to get started in Blackbox. Now with preset filters, you can start a search immediately by just clicking on our samples filter button that's in the blue ribbon there. And once you do that, you'll see that we automatically apply a set of filters. And this is really meant to help you get started with your search.
That's really cool for newer users, Yaxi. Now, remember, guys, all of you watching this out there, this is just meant to get your feet wet so you can see how the tool works. Don't try to pick something that actually comes as a result in these filters, because remember, thousands, tens of thousands of people are using these same exact filters. Now, one other thing for me, when I do product research in Blackbox, I find myself using a lot of the same settings for the filters. Like, hey, I'm always going to check revenue that's at least $5,000, or maybe I'm always looking at reviews under 75 or reviews under 100 or something like that. So, Yaxi, what do we have available now that's going to allow me to not have to enter in my filters time and time again?
Yeah, we got a lot of feedback in customer service that many others use a similar process as you, Bradley. They like using a certain set of filters as a basis for their product search. And then once a month, they might go back and check what new products fit that criteria. So if that's you, you can save and name your custom filter so that it can be easily reused in the future. And you can access this feature by first entering your desired filters, then clicking on the Saved Filters button that's in the top right-hand corner of Blackbox. So then you can give your filter a name, and voila, you've created your own custom saved filter. And you can easily access all your filters and our sample filters by clicking on the Filter Library button in Blackbox.
Cool. I want Yaxi's awesome product search filter in my account too. Now, I could definitely see that as being useful, not just for private label sellers, but also wholesale sellers, because we have a lot of them using Helium 10 nowadays as well. Now, another thing that both of these seller groups, whether we're talking about private label or whether we're talking about wholesale sellers, something they've been asking about is being able to more easily filter out products that they don't want to see in the results on Blackbox. For example, maybe somebody's searching the shoe niche. Maybe they don't want to see Nike shoes to show up in the results. So what has your team implemented in order to help out with this?
Sure. So another feature that we've added in Blackbox is the ability to filter by specific brands. So now you can filter your search to include specific brands or to exclude specific brands. So here's a scenario that's similar to what you just mentioned. Imagine you're doing product research for t-shirts or shoes, and you want to exclude brands that you don't think you can compete with. If you don't want to see specific brand names or even Amazon themselves, you can now easily exclude those brands using this exclude brands filter.
Now I know a lot of people are super happy about this update. Now, this is actually going to tie in nicely with that other thing you talked about and those saved filters. Like maybe there's some people who might have a list of 10, 20, or even more brands that they never want to see in the results. Now, instead of having to type those in that exclude place every single time, they can actually save that as part of their filter library. What's another use case maybe for these new filters?
Sure. So in another scenario, let's say you're a wholesale seller and you just got the account for Manny's Mysterious Oddities and you want to see all of the products for that brand. You can search specifically for that brand in Blackbox product search to find all of those products.
That's another great use case. And I know a lot of people were excited about that as well. So those are great updates for Blackbox. What do you have for us from any other of your tools?
We've also added aggregate metric to Magnet. Now, when you search multiple keywords in Magnet, we will show you the total search volume for all the keywords that you entered.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, I know Kevin King was one of the ones who asked for this, as well as some other customers. Now, for those out there who might be like I was when I first found out about this, and I actually didn't understand like how somebody would use this. Can you give an example of how or when you would actually need to have aggregated search here in Magnet?
Sure. So let's say you're searching your competitors and you want to get a sense of the total search volume keywords that they are on page one for that also have at least 400 search volume. You would first run that ASIN through our reverse ASIN tool, Cerebro. You can then filter for keywords that have an organic rank of 1 to 30 and have at least a search volume of 400 times a month. You can then export all those keywords to our clipboard and then easily paste them into Magnet. And within 5 seconds, you can see that those page one keywords have a total search volume of 110,000. So a really easy way to get a good idea of how much visibility a product is getting in search results.
Okay, that makes total sense. I could see how that definitely this is going to be helpful. Now, for example, like if I had my own coffin shelf, what I would probably do then is maybe do that same process on my own listing and see how my page one reach actually compares to my competitors. I could even use this maybe in my product research phase when I'm looking at different niches to see the page one reach of other top sellers.
Yeah, and finally, we recently rolled out the Netherlands marketplace in Blackbox. So now it's available in all of the core research tools, that's Magnet, Cerebro, and Blackbox. We're the first product research tool to offer Netherlands, so this is really exciting for us.
Cool. Excellent.
Ooh, Yoxi, so many exciting things. Going back to the spoiler alerts, I love some behind the scenes teasers and tidbits. Is there anything that you can share with me and our audience that's coming up?
So you know that we can't do that, Cassandra, but all I can say is that there's going to be new features in our existing tools, brand new tools, and more.
Well, it was worth a try. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Yoxi. You did a great job, and we appreciate you.
Thanks, Yoxi.
Bradley, a lot of exciting updates there. I think we're already kicking it off on a high note. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. You know, one thing that when we saw that map of the Netherlands just now, I just realized we didn't do. Can you guess what we didn't do? I didn't tell you this at all.
No, what didn't we do?
We didn't do what we do, and we didn't ask people where they're calling in from. You know, that's always so much fun to see how many different countries we have out there.
I think it's a great segue. Then, tell us where you're watching. Comment below, YouTube, Facebook. Come on in. We want to know where you're watching from. We love to hear all those exciting locations. You ready to get into the next one, Bradley? You want to see what's
ready?
Next? All right. We're going to be joined by Andrew Litvak, all the way from Los Angeles, California.
Andrew, welcome back. I believe this is now your second webinar with us, right?
Webinar number 2 of many.
I love it. Now, last time you were talking to us a lot about our new inventory management tools, and the updates that we had that have to do with the inventory management. So for all those, though, who might have missed that webinar that we did a few months ago, could you maybe give us a recap on what our inventory management tools does?
Yeah, absolutely, Bradley. So Helium 10, as of about October of last year, now has the ability to actually analyze all of your sales data, as well as your stocking preferences, and actually make recommendations about when is the best time to place new orders and how many units to actually order from each of your suppliers. This will take into account your supplier's lead time, as well as your reorder frequency. In addition, we can also make recommendations about when you should transfer units from a local warehouse and, of course, how many units to transfer. We really also go the entire supply chain and help you manage things like purchase orders. And we can even automate some of the creation of your inbound shipments to Amazon, which can happen directly from Helium 10 using our API integration. And finally, we help you track local inventory at any of your local warehouses, as well as your supplier lists.
Yes, this has been really great, especially for people like me who is just winging it with inventory. And that's why I was always running out of stock with the coffin shelves and the egg trays in Project X. Now, one thing I especially liked for the update recently was how the tool showed what the max inbound shipment quantity is. Many sellers with new items had it restricted to 200 and others at different numbers. And with that column, we can now show there how it updates daily. And then we can see what exactly our max inventory quantity is going to be, how much more we can send to Amazon. Now, one thing I did see that came up a lot in customer service the last few months was the fact that maybe setting up this tool, inventory management, for those who had tons and tons of SKUs. It took them a long time. So how have you tried to alleviate this, Andrew?
Yeah. So one way we have tried to alleviate that is introducing a new feature called bulk inventory imports. And we really want all of our users to have the benefit of an advanced inventory management system. And now with the ability to import your initial setup data, we think that you'll be able to do this faster than ever. So each import page is going to have detailed instructions to guide you along this process. And we've created 4 unique import types to help you get started. The supplier lists, forecasting settings for your specific products, so things like lead time or reorder frequency. Your local quantity, as well as your supplier settings. We've also built contextual notes into the import files to help guide you through this process. So within the actual Excel or CSV, you can hover over certain column headers and see specific instructions directly in the file. And we really think that as a result of all of this, it's going to be easier than ever to get started with inventory management in Helium 10. So in addition to these setup features, we've also added some additional enhancements to help you track inventory after you've set everything up. So we'd like to introduce inventory alerts. So now, rather than having to proactively check each of your restock suggestions on a daily or weekly basis, Helium 10 can now just send you notifications whenever you need to place a new order or transfer units from a local warehouse into Amazon. So anytime one of these events happens, we can actually send you either an email alert or a mobile alert. And to enable this, all you need to go is to settings and alerts, and you'll see options for transfer or reorder status changed. And as a reminder, you do need to have the Helium 10 mobile app in order to get your push alerts to your mobile device.
All right. So that's definitely very helpful. I personally don't want to be having to go into inventory management in the tool suite every single time that I need to see if I need to restock. So it's going to be helpful for lazy people like me. So I can just wait till I get that alert on my phone, and then I can go in there as needed. So guys, if you do not yet have the Helium 10 mobile app, make sure to go download. It's a free download. It's in either the Apple store or in the Android Google store as well.
Andrew, you help Bradley, and I'm sure you're helping millions of our users today. It's always exciting to see you on our webinars and what you have in store. Now I'm going to pump you for a little information. I tried to get it out of Yoxi. Do you have any inside scoops that you can give us for what's coming up?
I think I'm with Yoxi on this one. I can't really say too much. All I can really say is that we're working on some of the most requested features that we've gotten from our users over the last year. And it's going to give you a new way to look at your Amazon history within Helium 10. So we're really excited to bring that to everyone, and hopefully you'll see it soon.
Very nice. Looking forward to that. Andrew,
pretty vague though, Cassandra. Pretty vague on the spoiler alert there, but I guess we'll go with that, right? Like we'll take it, Andrew.
You gotta see what you can get, if that's all we can get out of him for today. We always got another webinar coming up that we can get some info out.
Yeah, there you go. But I have a question for everybody out there. How many of you have already started using that feature that just rolled out a couple of weeks ago? How many are using or getting those alerts? Or maybe you were like me, all of a sudden you got an alert and you're like, what is this Helium 10 alert I've never seen before? Let me know how many are using it out there. And then also, I'm just curious, how many of you out there didn't even know that we had inventory management software in our suite? I'm curious. I bet you there's a few of you out there. Let us know in the chat right there.
Yeah, definitely. We want to hear your feedback, and always interesting to use those insights and analytics from our team. Andrew, enjoy sunny Los Angeles. I heard there's a storm tonight, so get ready, and we'll talk to you soon, Andrew.
Bye, guys.
Oh, Bradley, I love that you're pumping everyone to join in on the comments. Now, something that I love that you've done before in the past is encouraging people to not only tell us where they're watching, but show us where they're watching. So please go to hashtag Helium10 at Helium10 Software, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, we're everywhere. Definitely send us some pictures. And, Bradley, I think we've got, see, just like Bradley, it's a tutorial. That's what you do. That's how you work it. I think we have some swag we could probably give away. So, we want to keep you swagged up with t-shirts and things like that. So submit some pictures, we'll share a few, and then we'll select some winners. But now, are you ready to dive deep into the members area so we can unlock its full potential with product manager Colleen Garrity coming to us from San Francisco?
All right. Welcome, Colleen. How's it going? Is it colder up there in San Francisco compared to Southern California?
Yeah, it's definitely sweater weather.
Yes. Now, like Yaxi, this is actually your first webinar with us. So thank you for joining the team. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
All right. Now, when you first came on board, now one of your main goals was to try and help streamline the process, especially for our newer members, for some of the most common tasks that a lot of people using Helium 10 do. Now, I know for myself and a lot of others out there, one of these kind of pain points we had was sometimes I just wanted to get search volume for a keyword. I'm just like, hey, I'm looking at Coffin Shelf or I see it. I just want to know how many people are searching for it. So now you were able to come up with something where now I don't have to go into Magnet and then take 30 seconds to find 10,000 keywords related to Coffin Shelf. There's an easier way for that to happen. Can you explain how we can do that?
Yeah, so now on your dashboard, all members will see this new research a keyword section. You can just type in any keyword, and in just a couple of seconds, you'll get the search volume. But when we were developing this, we realized there was a lot more that we could give users a snapshot of. So keyword more than just looking at how many times it's searched. So when you enter a keyword here, you'll also now be able to see a glimpse of the related keywords to that keyword, as well as some of the top level information on them. In addition, if you want to dig into the products just a little bit further, you can click on the bottom link and it'll expand the search in black box niche. I think you guys probably noticed that the results there are lightning fast, so you'll get your information really quickly. And if you want to see this video again and see how it works, remember to watch the replay right after this.
All right. That is so cool. Now, I especially think that's not just going to help me, but it's going to help all the other people who want to just get, really quick information and not have to go dive deep into the magnet. But then it allows the people who still do want to take that extra step and go do some more research in black box or in magnet. Hey, you can still do that. But hey, guys, right now on your dashboard, you have this available to you. Now, those who aren't Helium 10 members yet, Colleen, there is something that you have prepared for them. What is that?
Yeah, so we really wanted to make it easy for people to use the Helium 10 platform. So now we created a quick start checklist. We identified the most important tools for new users that they should understand and included them in the checklist so they can learn the ins and outs of the platform really quickly to build and scale their business. So now when new users complete that checklist, the items will all update automatically, so you don't have to worry about going back and checking them off. We wanted to give a reward for all the work that they put in by giving them a surprise gift. So there's several different prizes that people can get. It's all random, but one of them is really cool. It's an exclusive Q&A with Helium 10 and an Amazon Seller Expert.
That's so cool. Now, I'm actually on the rotation for these calls. I think I just had one. It was either this week or last week was the first one. It was a new group of Helium 10 members. They were all pumped up. It was a lot of fun to do. Now, this actually is another one of those examples of something that we're going over today that actually, it wasn't our idea. This originated from you guys, the users. Now, in the past, the way that people would kind of like make sure their voices are heard is they would maybe send an email to, support@helium10.com or hit us up in the chat. And that's still available. But
Yeah.
Now, there is actually a better way, Colleen, for people to make sure their voices are heard and get their suggestions in. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, like you said, our members' ideas and feedback are really important to us here. So we wanted to make a way where users could share their ideas in the dashboard with us. So we have a quick video here where we can show you how to get to that page from any screen. So if you go to the top right and you click the question mark, think of this as like a place to find answers and give feedback. So if you click on share your ideas, this form opens where you can write your idea for what you think would really be helpful to add to the Helium 10 platform. It's also helpful if you add the reasons why it would make your life better and make your business stronger, because that helps us really understand exactly what you need. So then you click submit feedback, and the Helium 10 team might get back to you, but we do look at every single idea that comes in, and they're really critical for us to continue to build the best Amazon seller tool that we can. Now, if you need a response immediately for an issue or question, you just need to click contact support, and the team will get back to you ASAP.
That's excellent. So what do you members out there want most? What problems can we help you guys solve? Make sure to get your feature requests in. Now, through the old system of feature requests, we actually last year received tons and tons of requests from larger companies who wanted expanded access to our tools outside of like what's available just in Diamond or Elite. Now, in the past, we always had to say that, nope, what's offered in our plans, that's kind of like the limits of what we can do for you. I mean, even large companies who use Helium 10 like Lego, we're only like on a regular Diamond, plan like everybody else. However, what do you have, Colleen, to report for us on this front?
Yeah, we got another cool thing coming up. So we know that every business is unique, and sometimes those businesses need custom plans to get the best support. Maybe it's more login credentials, a larger number of keywords you want to track, or something else. So as Amazon and e-commerce businesses are growing, we wanted to make sure that we could scale our support with it. So that's why if you go to helium10.com/pricing, you'll now see an option to contact our enterprise and agency sales teams to start a conversation about how Helium 10 can be a partner and support your business. All you need to do is fill out a very short form that gives us really important information and context on what you specifically need to help your business succeed, and then we'll get back to you quickly. Now, if you have any questions about what an enterprise or agency plan can do for you, please feel free to reach out to our customer support team too, and we'll be happy to help you.
Ooh, Colleen, you are bringing all the insider info, and you're bringing the Hollywood glamour today as well. So yes, very nice. So I have to ask, I'm here for the Hollywood scoop. What can you share with us? I'm 0 for 2, I think, with Alex and Yoxi, or Andrew and Yoxi, excuse me. But maybe you can share some insider info.
Yeah, I'd love to be the one to give the answers here, but I'm always in touch with our users. So really, like a lot of our ideas and what we're going to come out with are coming from you guys. So remember to use the feature request tool. And I think you guys are going to be really excited with what we have coming up. So we're really going to focus on ways that users can grow and manage their business with Helium 10. So ways for you to get the insights quickly, to get to the tools you need quickly. So yeah, keep an eye out on the dashboard, and there's some exciting things to come.
Ooh, we all look forward to it. Thank you.
Notice, Cassandra, how they're so like sneaky with how vague they are, like making it seem like they're giving us information, but they're not really.
I know, but I do feel like I'm learning a lot, and I look forward to all that we have in store. So thank you so much, Colleen, for joining us. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
Yes, thank you, Colleen. Now, guys, everyone watching right now, I'm just curious, what have you guys asked for like in the last month? Maybe you saw that new feature where you can, do those feature requests, or maybe just send an email in. What is the thing that you asked for? Were you looking for, hey, can you expand to Amazon Australia, or hey, can you do this tool, or can you do that? I'm just curious. Let us know in the comments what you have asked for, or what you're planning to ask for from us using this new tool.
We definitely want to hear from you. So we look forward to all of that. And we're getting some great Instagrams coming in as well. So keep sharing. And now I think it's time, Bradley, to travel a little down south to the land of Walmart with Alex Chakowski in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Alex, welcome to the webinar. If I'm not mistaken, is this your second webinar with us?
I think this may be my first product launch webinar.
Your first product launch webinar. All right. So you're still making your debut like Yoxi and Colleen. Excellent. Now, what's the weather like in Arkansas? I haven't been there in years.
It is sunny in Walmart world right now. Walmart USA, Northwest Arkansas. We're having a good time down here.
Awesome. Awesome. Now I'm super excited. I'm super excited for this next announcement because this is something that's been causing a lot of buzz in our Diamond and Elite member base, because until now, they're the only ones who have had access to this new tool. Now, I was also a guinea pig in this. You guys used one of my Project 5K accounts for this, so I was able to get firsthand view of how cool this new tool is. So Alex, what do you have for us?
Yes. So before I talk about exactly what the new tool is, let me just pose a little question here. And there we go. So before we talk about it, I want to talk about this kind of test that you and I did together and pose a little question to our sellers. So, talking about the seller-buyer customer relationship, we know that Amazon owns the customer. But how do brands build their own customer base to interact more closely with customers and potentially graduate from Amazon only? So one of our main goals since we launched Portals, our landing page builder, Portals allows you to highlight the personality, uniqueness of your brands while offering rewards and capturing customer contact information. And with that personal information about your customers, you can then engage more closely in ways that you otherwise would not be able to within Amazon. And when we looked at ways that sellers would build their outside customer lists and build their brand and foster that customer relationship, we noticed that many were successfully using insert cards. And so what we looked at building for our sellers is the ability to create custom product insert designs that also included QR codes and short links that they could use within these. And so with the latest update to Portals, you can now design export product inserts that you can physically print out to include in your product packaging and generate QR codes or short links right within Portals that will link to either your Portal landing pages or any other location you choose. And before we share Bradley's guinea pig experience with us, let's take a quick look at how easy and quickly you can create QR codes. So if you look here in the video, I'm going to click New QR Code. You can select the destination URL. So once the QR code or short link is typed in or scanned, where do you want that customer to go to? And you'll see that I'm just going to do a track URL, put in the ASIN for that product. And then the optional step is designing the QR code if you want to customize it, which you can include a logo inside of it or as a background. You can change the color of the QR code. You can include the short link that you want to choose and even the dot scale. And you can see just that easy. You can leave the default within just a simple click of where you want it to go to create it or customize it to your brand.
That's crazy, Alex. That I didn't even know that. I mean, regardless of if we're talking about Amazon or Helium, I didn't know that you can like embed logos inside of QR codes. That is so cool.
Yeah, it is a cool functionality. And so to demonstrate exactly how this works too, we'll get hopefully some participants that are willing. So for those of you who aren't familiar with QR codes, they can be scanned using your smartphone camera, or people that don't have a smartphone on hand, you can use the short link that's generated in Portals as well. But if you actually pull out your smartphone, you can go to your camera and scan this link here, and you will see that it opens up in your default browser, and boom, there you go.
So everybody do that right now. Pull out your camera, try and go right there to that QR code, and then something should pop up so you can go there and let us know in the comments what you see.
And I'd assume a lot of folks are now accustomed to the QR code scanning. If you've been to a restaurant that now uses that as their menu, it's become very popular. And so we want to look at how are sellers currently using QR codes successfully. And one of the ways is putting it on their product packaging. So they directly put the QR code or short link on the product packaging, and it can easily be scanned, or they can type in the short link from there. The other way, the way that we tested it out with your help, Bradley, is using it in product inserts. And so you might notice that a lot of what you see here is blurred out in this design, and that's not by accident. So we wanted to share with you a real life product insert example that we created directly in Portals. And this was the basis of our case study that we ran to see how successful these would actually be. And this was just the first of a few different trials that we've run. And you can see it in this example, the front side, this is the landscape is a portrait, and you can see that the front side is scanning the QR code to then activate your extended warranty and also be entered to win a gift card. So there's that reward piece. And then the back side was the instructions of use. And then we also included some social media handles at the bottom as well. And again, I blurred out some of the branding, the QR code, all these sorts of things, because this is a real life example. This is the one that we used in one of our.
Yeah, this was on the Project 5K account. It's not on our account, so we had to like protect the innocent here. But basically, what that right side of the screen that you guys are seeing is that was just the instructions. And a lot of us are doing that normally, right? We're putting instruction guides if our product needs assembly. So now you can do that right within portals. You can make your instruction guide right there. And on the flip side, you can now have a QR code to perhaps be able to capture their email address or enroll them for a warranty or different things like that.
Exactly. And I won't show exactly the process of creating a product insert today on this call, but I will note that there's multiple insert templates similar to portals. There's lots of strategies or templates that you can use, a number of designs, sizes, business card size, 4x6, postcard, larger than that, orientation, so portrait and landscape, and then you can customize even further in the designer. And without further ado, we will share the results of the study that we ran too. So, Bradley, if you want to highlight a little bit of how we did this, and then I can go through the success of it.
Yeah, so this we just put it in about 350 products on one of the Project 5K ones, and we got I think it was like 35 or 36 actual email addresses from people, and that means that corresponds to about 10% of those orders resulted in a QR scan, and actually 5.7% of them resulted in the collection of contact info. So now I've already built a list. I didn't do anything else special. I didn't have to pay for this. This was completely free, obviously, since I'm a Helium 10 member, and anybody out there who's a Helium 10 member, this would have been completely free. I didn't run any Facebook ads where, how much money do you guys pay to capture email addresses and to build your list? This is free because these, I was just piggybacking on what I was going to do anyways, which is put an instruction guide inside of the product.
Exactly. So as Bradley highlighted, 10.6%, that was about 36 out of the 350, and then collected about 20 emails of that, which was over half of the people that actually scanned or visited through the QR code to the portal, actually provided their customer information to us, which then we can use in a number of different ways. And the only cost was including the product insert, which in this case, if Bradley was going to include the instructions anyways, just on the back side, we use that space that was available to us. Or you can obviously create new product inserts, which is, again, just the cost of printing and including.
Oh man, Alex, you've shared so many cutting edge new features and updates. I don't even know if there's more to share, but do you have any final thoughts you want to leave us with before we move on to our next guest?
Or spoilers? We've been asking for spoilers. We're 0 for 3 so far.
You know what? I'm going to make it 0 for 4. I'm not a big fan of spoilers. However, I'll share a couple things, I guess. We're going to be expanding. As you can see, there's a number of templates and product inserts. We'll continue to add different templates and designs, and same for portals. Some more kind of expert or professional looking portal design and templates. And we'll be looking at ways that we can expand the functionality there. To Colleen's point, we always like to take some feedback. There's customers that want to see additional integrations and functionality, and you may be seeing some of that come to fruition as well.
Awesome. Now, for those of you out there who are Diamond or Elite, you've actually had access to this tool for a few weeks now. But as of right now, anybody also who's a Platinum member of Helium 10, you now have this functionality of QR codes and the insert cards right there in your portal. So make sure after this webinar to go in there and start playing around with it. And let us know if you've already started. Let us know in the comments who has had a chance to maybe play around with this new tool, and let us know what you think about it.
One other nugget too, Bradley. Actually, there is some limited functionality for free users as well. So anyone can go and start using these features right now.
Cool.
Very exciting. Very cool. Thank you, Alex. Stay warm down south, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future and beyond.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. You know, Bradley, it's coming up towards lunch around here in Irvine, California, and you know what I like? Tacos. I like tacos, and you know who knows a lot about tacos? Our ads.
I would say Mr. Montero knows a lot about tacos.
He is the man that has become synonymous with Tacos Tuesday, and we are ready to hear from him in Irvine, California. Vince Montero.
All right. Now we've got somebody who is no stranger to these webinars and to the camera. Vince, how's it going? I love that snazzy turtleneck there. Pretty, making me feel underdressed. Hold on, we can't hear you. You there, Vince?
Yep, I'm here.
There we go. There we go. I was like, either my hearing went away or you were on mute or something there. Anyways, Vince, welcome back here. It's great to have you. Now, the big reveal from the last webinar that you presented on was about how with ads being out of beta and also the purchase of the company Prestazon. So I know a lot of people were wondering at the time, well, what's that going to mean for Helium 10? You know, like that's great. You know, Helium 10 bought Prestazon, but what does that mean for us who's using ads? You know, what new features might we have? So I think you're going to talk a little bit about what's in store for us, right?
Yep, that's right. I am. So I'm actually starting my portion of the spoiler alert, so you guys don't have to ask me that necessarily at the end. So now you got a one for 5. Yeah. So the one thing that I'm really excited to announce is that our single page campaign builder is getting a major update. Soon you guys are going to be able to build campaigns using new, easy to follow flows that'll help guide you from start to finish. Users can also create product groups with goals for specific groups of ASINs beyond simply creating campaigns and campaign goals. And the big update within this big update is that you're going to be able to launch product targeting campaigns for sponsored products and sponsored brands. And you're going to be able to create sponsored display campaigns, which is something our users have been waiting for.
All right, that's awesome. Now, I think a lot of us are going to be happy about that, especially the the product targeting. You know, Vince is probably if he were to go into our Slack channel, he would see about 17 billion messages of me asking, "Are we going to have product targeting? Are we going to have product targeting yet?"
And sponsored display. So yeah, that is coming. The other things that we're going to be launching in that new builder are you're going to be able to select templates. So we're going to have different templates based on the lifestyle stage of your product, everything from launch or liquidate if you guys are trying to get rid of particular products. And with your MWS token connected, you can search and select products to advertise from a list directly within the builder.
That's another big improvement, you know, because right now I've been fine with it. I actually have for Project X a very easy SKU naming system, so I can just do it from memory. But for those of us who have like weird SKUs, what we had to do is we had to maybe copy it from Seller Central, but that's so cool that now we can just choose them right from the list.
Yeah, exactly. And also just to remind users again that we did acquire Prestazon, who had some pretty advanced rules in their builder. So we're going to be including those rule sets through the integration and a lot more.
Awesome. Now, what about on the training side? You know, like how many modules do we now have in Freedom Ticket for how to manage your PPC?
Yeah, so we have everything from basics to advanced PPC strategies with Kevin King and sub-modules with myself. We've got additional modules from other speakers like Lazar Zepnik of Sellers Alley. And so we have 10 modules in total, culminating in advanced tips and tactics for PPC campaign optimization that I just added last month.
That's awesome. Now, guys, we have filmed actually some more modules as well for Project X that are PPC centric, and we're currently editing those, and those are going to be uploaded to Freedom Ticket in the next few weeks, including one for sponsored video strategy. So guys, make sure that you are up to date with the new changes. There's actually a change log in Freedom Ticket so that you know whenever we update or upload new modules. Speaking of training, what else do you have in store for us, Vince?
Well, a lot of users may know this, but I'm throwing it in here just in case we have watchers that do not know. But for all users, including free, we have live bi-weekly PPC trainings and bi-weekly PPC tips. So every other Tuesday this year, users can join live PPC training sessions, appropriately called Tacos Tuesday at 10 with me. And we post those across social channels, so just keep a lookout for those to register. And in these sessions, you'll learn the latest feature updates related to PPC and ads. We're going to have featured guests, always followed by a Q&A. But if you do miss one, you can always watch past sessions on our YouTube channel. In between those sessions, every other Tuesday, I'm also releasing 1-minute PPC tips that are also available on YouTube.
Now, Vince, one thing that's a huge misconception out there is that the only Helium 10 members who can even get into the ads tool are Diamond and Elite members, but that's not completely true, right?
That's correct. Yes, that's why I wanted to throw this question in here, because a lot of our users don't know that as a Platinum member, you still have access to 2 powerful sections of ads, and that is our dashboard and our analytics pages. I've recorded an overview video for you guys to share what you can do in ads as a Platinum member. And of course, this is also relevant if you're Diamond and Elite and also have access to ads. So you're going to get a dashboard with ads once your initial data is uploaded. And with that dashboard, you're going to be able to see all your stats, your PPC sales, your PPC spend, and your total sales and your total ACoS. Now, those particular metrics are only available if you do have your MWS token activated with us and profits activated, actually. So definitely suggest you do that so you can take advantage of all the tacos related content that I do talk about. Our custom period I wanted to highlight because you guys may not know, you can go back up to 2 years within ads. So after your initial data set's loaded, you can go back to last year to see how you did, maybe last Christmas or last summer, and maybe project even what you might expect to see for the next season or the next holiday. So other areas of the dashboard that we just want to highlight are the tables that you see there. And that's your highest ACoS campaigns and your highest spend keywords. And we do that obviously because typically a high ACoS campaign or keywords might be something that you guys want to jump into right away to take care of, such as this one right here at 244% ACoS. You can always highlight over the icons next to the campaign or keywords to see exactly what campaign data that is that you can then check out. We also have graphs at the bottom. If you've got a really big screen, you might be able to fit both of these on one monitor, but we have all kinds of metrics that are available to you. Some CPC, ACoS, CTR that you guys can see here. And if you hover, you can see that I get stats per day, depending on where I'm at. In analytics, just at a high level, again, this is all your data once it's initially uploaded that you can see at different levels. If you've got portfolios that you built in Seller Central, you're gonna be able to see all your data in a portfolio view. So same thing at a campaign level, ad group level, keyword level. Now I'll stop here because I wanna really just share something kind of cool that I like, which is our Show Duplicates button. And once you click on that, we're basically going to highlight for you your keywords that are duplicated. Now, I don't know if you know, sometimes you forget how many times you have keywords across different campaigns, but exact match keywords are something that you want to take a look at. So when you're exact match, you know that the search term is exactly the same as that keyword. So maybe you've got campaigns that, you know, they're not performing well, and maybe one campaign you see there in green that is performing well. So maybe you want to focus your budget on that particular exact match keyword in that particular campaign. Broad and phrase match have search terms linked to them, so it's about not as important. But speaking of search terms, the search term level is actually the most important area, I think, for our brand new users of ads. And that's because search terms are what people are typing in to find your product. So depending on the time frame again that you put in, you can check to see how your search terms are doing. We're going to show you the search terms. We're going to show you your ASINs. You can sort by ACoS. You can sort by sales. I'm going to start by ACoS here to show you that, look, you got some pretty high ACoS search terms right there at the top. And so what can you do with that? Well, click our campaign toggle in there. You can see this search term is in this campaign, right? You can see that it's performing maybe well in one, but not in another. Maybe it hasn't spent as much in another campaign yet, but it's definitely not performed well in that top one. So I'm going to copy that search term to my clipboard And now I can go back and make that a negative keyword in that particular campaign back in Seller Central. So now our paid users, a diamond and up, do have access to this negative column, and it will basically do what I just said for you automatically with the click of a button. But even at Platinum, you can go through and, again, find those search terms, copy them to your clipboard, and really use that data to drill down. Speaking of drilling down, you can even find user filters to find keywords or search terms that are wasting money. You see I've got some preset metrics here. I'm looking for clicks of higher than 10 with no sales. And just with the click of a button, I see all my search terms for the month of December anyways, that have spent or that have made 0 sales, but have over 9 clicks, so 10 clicks or more. So every search term that you see here pretty much could also be made a negative within the campaigns that they are found in, because they're just wasting money. So at the product level, the one thing I want to call out here is this is the only other area within ads where you can see your tacos and your total sales. Now, I do mention that a lot because tacos is an important metric that we do share here, and it's simply your total sales, which is your PPC plus your organic sales, divided by your PPC spend. Your ACoS is simply your PPC spend divided by your PPC sales. So it's an additional metric to help you kind of see overall how your campaigns are affecting your total performance. Now, we do have explanations on each title column, so you can check that out if you get confused about what some of these things mean. But overall, this is why I talk about tacos so much, is because you can see your PPC spend and PPC sales. You get your results to see in total how many campaigns this particular product was in, what the results were, but you really get a feel for what your total sales are. And that's why I have those bi-weekly trainings called Tacos Tuesday at 10.
I talk about tacos for other reasons.
Well, I do like
especially, especially during coronavirus. My 30-pound weight gain shows how much I love tacos. But
15 here. So I hope the value of like being able to view and act on your data at this high level with ads. So if you're a free user and just getting into PPC, now's the time to upgrade to Platinum to take advantage of these insights that you get from these 2 pages in ads. And if you haven't started with the full beginners PPC course that we just shared, now available in Freedom Ticket, you'll gain the confidence you need to get back or to get you to that next level.
Hey, Vince.
Hey there.
Excellent presentation. Now, I know you started with a few spoilers, so you already released some, some exciting information. But I always go to you for the T with PPC. So I just came up with that, guys. Is there any other final thoughts or spoilers or teasers or anything that you can give us coming up for now or Tacos Tuesday in the future?
Well, yeah, Tacos Tuesday I can share on our next episode and 2 Tuesdays from now, since we just had one. I'm going to have on Karen Thomas, who is our product listing specialist. Inevitably, each time I do a PPC training session, there's always 1 or 2 questions about product listings, which is important. If you don't have a good listing, it doesn't matter how good your PPC is, because it's not going to work. So we're having Karen on, and she's going to share some insights, and hopefully people that come on that session will have product listing specific questions for her as well, and we'll be able to talk about how that affects your PPC.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. Look for that in all of our social channels soon, so you can RSVP. But until then, Vince, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Tacos. Now, Bradley, we don't have to hop on a plane ride for our next announcement because you're right here in Southern California. So
indeed,
are you ready?
Indeed.
Are you
I'm ready.
For some big announcements about our Chrome extension?
Let's do it. All right. So, guys, we're going to be talking about some cool updates that were rolled out over the last few weeks in our Chrome extension. And plus, we've got a special guest coming up in just a couple of minutes. So let's get started. The very first announcement, we talked about, we finally hit the 1 million member mark total of how many members we have had at Helium 10. Well, we've got something else cool to announce. Check this out, guys. We just hit another milestone, 500,000 active users for the Helium 10 Chrome extension. That's what we're going to be talking about today. This is so cool. I remember just a couple of years ago, we were barely at 100,000 when I first joined the company. Now, no other tool in our space even has half of this number. So we here at Helium 10 absolutely want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support that allowed us to hit this mega number. Now, speaking of the Chrome extension, here's a question for you guys. We all love Cerebro, right? That's our keyword reverse ASIN tool that allows us to do things like see what keywords that are driving the sales for the top competitors in a niche. However, when you are doing keyword research for a niche using Cerebro, how do you identify and populate the products that you're going to target? How do you know what to put in Cerebro? Now, if you were to go into our training modules that are right there in Cerebro, you'll see a screenshot of like this above, right? You're going to see a video that says, hey, search for the keyword on Amazon, run the X-Ray Chrome extension, and then one by one, copy and paste the ASINs that you have identified as the top in the niche. Now, some users said that, this process is a little bit tedious, having to go back and forth, from Cerebro to X-Ray like this. So we decided to streamline it a little bit for you. Now, within X-Ray itself, you just hit the checkbox next to the top products in X-Ray right here. And then you hit the Run in Cerebro button. You guys see that right there, the Run in Cerebro button. And with just that one click, your multi-ASIN search in Cerebro will now pop up. There you have it. Just one click brought me to this screen. Now, real quick, you guys, any eagle-eyed people out there? You guys happen to see the teaser of the next announcement? Again, this has been live for a couple weeks in our extension already, but maybe some of you maybe didn't see it. Let me just go back really quick to anybody see something new in X-Ray here? Let me know in the comments. You guys see it? All right. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. You guys probably a lot of you already know. All right. So here's another question I have for you. Okay. That kind of like leads up to what this announcement is. Now, when you're doing product research, all right, how do you determine approximately how much it would be to source a potential product opportunity, right? That's a question that any private label seller has to answer. Now, in trainings I've done, I usually say that it's best to go to Alibaba.com, right? And look for that product on Alibaba.com. So for example, as you can see right here, let's say I was looking for a coffin shelf on Amazon. So what I'll do is I'll open a new window, and now I'm going to check out Alibaba.com, and I'm going to search for coffin shelf. Now, once I'm on Alibaba.com, I'm going to make sure to use some of those filtering strategies that experts like Kian, who's been on the show and on the Serious Sellers podcast show in the past, how he suggests we search on Alibaba.com website in order to find the best supplier. Some of these is maybe verifying that they're a verified supplier, if they're ready to ship, what the minimum orders are. I can use some price. I can pick which countries. I would use these filters right there on Alibaba.com. But wouldn't it be nice to have a more streamlined way of doing that? So to help with this, I'm very happy to announce that Helium 10 has partnered with one of the most recognizable companies in the world, Alibaba.com. And together, we have now released the Alibaba Supplier Finder. Now, right within your Amazon search results, right there within X-Ray, right inside X-Ray, only one click is going to take you. That's this button right here. One click on this button right here, source on Alibaba.com. It's going to take you to the search results for that same keyword on Alibaba.com. Now, guys, it wouldn't be a webinar if I didn't throw in but wait, there's more. All right. Now, remember all those cool filters on Alibaba.com that you use? I just showed you in the other slide, right? You can use all of those filters again right here in your X-Ray window while you're still on Amazon. You can filter out for the price you want to see, the minimum or maximum minimum order quantity, the vendor rating, what country they're in, the vendor type, how long they've been on Alibaba.com, if they're a verified supplier or not. You scroll through the results now once you pick your filters, and then you just keep looking until you find a product and supplier that you want to reach out to. And with just one click, right? You just click on their image right here. You are going to go right to their Alibaba.com listing. Pretty cool, right? However, let me say it again. But wait, there's more. All right. So say you clicked on this Alibaba.com listing and you wanted to see what other products that this factory produced, that one that you found who makes a coffin shelf, right? You're just, hey, what other things do they make other than a coffin shelf? Now, you notice on their page, maybe one of the first things they advertise is something you never heard of, or at least I never heard of this when I went here. This is literally the same supplier as that coffin shelf one that I found in that previous slide. A bamboo tea box. I'm like, maybe is this a thing on Alibaba? So to check, you decide to search for it right there on the website, right there on Alibaba.com. I'm going to hey, let me search for bamboo tea box. Now, a number of results show up here on Alibaba.com, right? So maybe you're wondering, does this have any potential on Amazon? Is anybody even searching for it? If it does exist on Amazon, is anybody making money from it? So to help with this, I'm happy to introduce you guys to the demand analyzer. And here it is. All right. The Helium 10 Chrome extension, guys, now works on search pages on Alibaba.com. With just one click right here, when you're on an Alibaba.com search, you hit the Chrome extension just like you would if you were on Amazon, and then you hit Launch Alibaba Demand Analyzer. So like here, I did that on this search result page for bamboo tea box, and it's going to open up the following window. Now, as you can see here, you've got staple Helium 10 features and data, including search volume of that keyword, the search volume history chart, the top keywords that contain bamboo tea box. What else do we have here? The top words that show up in these keywords, and even the top products that have bamboo tea box in them. Each one of these features also, you can see more metrics by clicking it, and it'll open up Helium 10 Black Box or Helium 10 Magnet or some of our other tools, so you can do a deep dive into more data. How cool is that, guys? Pretty cool, I think. Now, you might have said under your breath a few minutes ago when I said that Helium 10 has partnered with Alibaba.com, right? Maybe you thought I was full of nonsense. So just to make sure you guys don't get it twisted, I'm happy to introduce our surprise guest of the day. So let's go on another plane ride right now. All right. Welcome to the show, the president of Alibaba.com, North America and Europe, John Kaplan. How's it going?
It's amazing. It's great.
I love it. Now you're in New York right now?
I am.
Snowing over there, or is just cold?
It's just no snow, just cold out.
All right, cool. Now, before I had kind of flown under the radar without kind of like spoiling what was going to happen, I put some questions in our Helium 10 members Facebook group, like, hey, if you could ask Alibaba.com a question, like what were some of these questions? And so I just picked a few that I would love to get you to answer here, because it's very rare that we can get somebody like yourself on here. So let's go ahead and start off with a couple of those questions, if that's cool with you.
That's awesome. Let's dig in.
All right. So one thing that, a lot of our members are worried about if they've never ordered from Alibaba.com is like, how do I know I'm protected? And so because of that, there's this function called trade assurance. So could you explain how trade assurance works on Alibaba.com?
Sure. So hi, everybody. I'm John Kaplan from the Alibaba.com team. Trade assurance is super simple. It's essentially escrow. When you decide to buy something, if you look for a supplier that participates in trade assurance, and when you pay for whatever you ordered, the shelves, windshield wiper blades, you name it, the money goes to Alibaba and sits in escrow. And when the goods are shipped to you and you receive them and you confirm that the goods are exactly what you ordered, right? It's the windshield wiper blades are for the right size, the right packaging, all the things you in your contract that you built with your supplier inside the Alibaba.com platform. When what you get is what you ordered, the money is released from Alibaba to the manufacturer. In the unlikely and unfortunate event that you ordered windshield wiper blades, but you got sunglasses and something got messed up in the process, and we all know that regrettably sometimes that happens. If you got sunglasses and not windshield wiper blades, because the money sits in escrow with us, within the window that you're allowed to dispute what you've received, you get your money back. And so this is a way to protect you as a buyer, so you can feel comfortable discovering a new supplier, building a contract with a supplier, and transacting with them. It's all designed to build trust in the marketplace, trust between buyers and sellers, right? Sellers want to make sure they're going to get paid. Buyers want to make sure that what they ordered is with certainty is going to be delivered to them.
That is great. So guys, if you are sourcing on Alibaba.com, we highly recommend taking advantage of that feature because it really adds a great level of protection for you sellers. Now, another question that was brought up, and when they asked that question, that was actually news to me because I didn't realize this, but they were asking about Alibaba.com's shipping options. I didn't even realize at the time that Alibaba provided shipping options. So can you talk a little bit about what your options are for shipping for people who are purchasing on the platform?
Yeah, so this is actually super important because certainty of delivery in a COVID world where people are trying to order more orders, smaller quantity, sending things to different warehouses, some FBA warehouses, some other warehouses. There's a few options. One, you can use Air Express on our platform to order your samples or low volume goods, and those goods can come to you, super quickly, right? That's an under 14-day kind of experience, and it's integrated right in the platform. And a ton of our the buyers on the Alibaba.com platform use Air Express to get things quickly. That's one option. The second is we recently integrated the Freightos platform directly into the Alibaba.com platform. So we had what's essentially a marketplace of shipping providers that allow you to, right from your Alibaba.com order, identify the shipping provider that's right for you based on what port you want your goods. If you're doing an LCL, FCL order and bringing those goods in, you can effectively price compare to get the best rate for your cargo, and then have a dashboard to see exactly where the goods are. Where are they on the ocean? Are they on time? All the things that are so important to have certainty of delivery. And the benefit, obviously, to a buyer, one of the Helium 10 members, community members, is the certainty, right? Because if you have certainty and low price, then you can invest those dollars in either more marketing or more margin for you, and that's a good thing.
All right, thank you for that. So guys, maybe you were like me and you didn't know that Alibaba.com provides shipping services. I see a lot in our Facebook groups asking like, oh, can somebody recommend a freight forwarder? Well, why don't you give Alibaba a try too, especially if you're purchasing right there on the platform? That's going to be a big help to you. Now, something that I just talked about a few minutes ago when I was presenting the new Chrome extension is some of those different filters that we can have. And one of those filters that we wanted to make sure is if somebody is a verified Alibaba.com supplier or not. But what some people were asking is, what does that even mean? So what does it mean if they have that verified badge?
Yeah, so this is a great question. I'm glad folks are asking. So a verified supplier first is a factory, right? They're not a trading company. They actually have machines that are making goods. That's number one. The second, that factory, that verified supplier has had their capabilities, their products, their process controls have been inspected and assessed by a third-party independent verification firm. And that's a really important thing because you as a buyer should feel comfortable that the capabilities represented by a verified supplier are what they say they are to be. So if you find a verified supplier and you use trade assurance to make your order, you are protected both on the capability of the supplier and the movement of your funds. And that's, a really important, I think, innovation of the Alibaba.com platform is to help buyers globally find the right suppliers that they can trust to do business with. And so that's my son who shops on Alibaba.com, I tell him only use those verified suppliers. That would be my recommendation for folks.
Okay, awesome. Now, one last question for you. This is just out of curiosity. Is like
Sure.
when we here at Helium 10, approach the Alibaba.com team about seeing if you guys want to collaborate with us, on this tool, what factored into your decision to greenlight this project?
Oh, it's a no-brainer. Actually, in a funny way, I actually feel humbled that Helium 10 was excited to work with us, and we're really deeply interested in being an ally to business entrepreneurs here in the United States and around the world to help them source globally, right? We have supply from hundreds of countries, over 100 countries on Alibaba.com. We want to be a trusted partner to entrepreneurs, big and small, who are looking for high quality supply. And so when we all connected, it seemed like a no-brainer to help, those 500,000 folks who have the Chrome extension installed, really every single one of them should use it to just, find great factories to use, or to verify the demand before they make a purchase, right? That information in the hands of an entrepreneur, an online retailer who's, hustling on Amazon, working on Walmart, doing their thing on Shopify, like those businesses are the heartbeat of the US economy, frankly, the global economy. And everything we can do to help them get the information they need to make the right decisions, we want to do. So I'm psyched that we started, like you said, the early response, the sort of under the covers response has been, enthusiastic. One thing, the truth is, if folks want to comment in the Facebook group about suggestions on improvements or want to ask questions, we want to be an active member of your community. Or if people want to email me directly, my email is jkaplan@alibaba-inc.com. Just send me an email. And, I'm here in New York, stuck in my house. Like, if anybody has a question or a suggestion, it's jkaplan@alibaba-inc.com. And we're here to help global entrepreneurs make it easy to do business anywhere. That's what it's all about on our team.
I love that. Thank you so much, John, for coming on here. We didn't have much time today, but what we did, knowing that we wouldn't have much time, we actually just recently recorded a podcast episode with John. So guys, that's going to be released on Saturday. So make sure that you're subscribed to the Serious Sellers podcast. Then Saturday morning, you can kind of get a little bit more in depth on John's history and a little bit more on Alibaba.com. Now, before we let you go, John, one last thing is, do you have any words of wisdom or encouragement or something to all the Amazon sellers out there from Alibaba.com?
I think I could learn from them, not them learn from me. I think I would honestly say we want to continue to build a experience for entrepreneurs that makes it easy for folks to do business, to find opportunity, to make margin. That's your margin is your opportunity. And so if you use the tools that Helium 10 and Alibaba are rolling out, and this is just the first of some of them, I think there's some pretty exciting collaborations down the road. Help us help you, right? Communicate with us so that we can listen to your needs and continue to serve them. That's really what the Alibaba.com team is all about. Serving entrepreneurs around the world like the folks who are tuning in today.
Thank you again so much, John, for your time, and look forward to all the cool things that we're going to be able to do together as companies in the next year.
Me too. Thanks for having me.
Or we'll see you later. All right, let's bring back Cassandra. We had the president of Alibaba.com right now. I'm like, oh, I was a little bit nervous there. That was so cool, huh?
I'm pretty starstruck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty starstruck. That was awesome. You kept your cool though, Bradley. You kept your cool.
Inner Peace, isn't that what was that movie? The panda movie, Kung Fu Panda, Inner Peace, right? Panda. That's what I was trying to focus on there. There we go.
You're very zen. I think we also have some Facebook group comments as well that people were sharing about the Alibaba integration. And shout out to Brian Noonan. I think we all love seeing this in our Facebook group. So if you have any other questions, comments, feedbacks, we always love hearing about that on our social channels and in our groups. And Bradley, you also shared with us some pretty impressive stats in the Enablers Facebook group. I believe we have that as well, a screenshot of that. That received 1,400 likes and 163 comments when it was posted by Saqib in the Enablers Facebook group. So I can tell you, as a social media manager, that's pretty impressive.
Kitna cool hai, kafe cool merkashia.
Can you give us a translation?
That, I hope what that means is, how cool is that? Pretty cool, I think, in Urdu.
Well, it is pretty cool, I think. Now, Bradley, moving on. Are you ready to give a recap of everything we went over, but rapid fire style?
Rapid fire. Let's do it. All right.
All right.
First thing.
I've got some questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Black Box. What were some of the cool updates Yoxi shared in Black Box to help sellers get started with the tools?
She helped us to see that we now have custom filters in Black Box, as well as templates that can be saved for favorite searches. And she also showed us some cool features in Magnet that can help you see what a product's overall reach is on page 1 keywords.
Now that is pretty cool. All right, moving on to profits. Andrew recapped inventory management for us and shared some new features. What were they?
You're like putting me on the spot. Like you notice, guys, her tone of voice, it like just makes me nervous. I feel like I'm back in high school or something.
Rapid
like pop
fire.
quiz, Bradley. Right. Well, Andrew gave us some new features to help bigger sellers to upload their SKUs all at once, so that process has a little bit less headache. And he also announced the inventory alerts that you guys can access on your mobile app.
Awesome. And then moving on to the members area, the members dashboard. Colleen had a lot of cool insight there. You want to give us some tidbits and give us a quick recap on what some of those highlights were?
Yeah, for me, my favorite part of that one was just the fact that right there on the dashboard, now we can just enter in a keyword, and within 2 seconds, we're going to get the search volume and some other aspects of that keyword. Super, super cool. Saves me a lot of time when I just want to get search volume on a keyword. And she also talked about how new users have these kind of checklists to go through. You know what that reminds me of, those checklists? I don't know if Cassandra, you thought about this, but you know how when you go to like fairs and things, and then you have like a little card, and then you have to go get it stamped at different booths, right? And then what do they give you like at the end if you get them all stamped?
Or something.
Exactly. So I'm assuming maybe that's what Colleen had in mind with this, but that's kind of like what new users are now going to have. You guys can get your little booklet stamped, and then you can get a prize at the end of that. And then she also mentioned how users can submit feature requests and announced also the possibility for enterprise level pricing.
Very nice. And then we traveled down south with Alex in Arkansas, and he gave us some very cool cutting edge highlights about portals. You want to tell us what those were?
Yes, super, super cool. Again, one of my favorite parts of this webinar is now we have the QR code generator. And again, that little cool thing, how you can actually even embed your logo into the QR code. And then, of course, a method of distributing your QR code. We give templates now that you can make your own instruction manuals or other insert cards that you can put that QR code in, and then you can insert those into your packages that your Amazon customers are going to get.
Very nice. And then, of course, you know, the Tacos Tuesday Man of the Hour, Vince Montero, talked all about what's new with ads and PPC. What were some of your favorite highlights there?
Super excited. I mean, first of all, he was the only one who gave us true spoilers because it wasn't even available yet. So thank you, Vince, for that. You know, we were 0 for 4 or something until you came on, Vince. But he gave us a spoiler alert on the new campaign builder and how we're actually going to be able to create sponsored display ads within the ads platform, as well as product targeting campaigns. That's something that I've been asking for a lot of times. And then he gave some information that I think a lot of people didn't realize. And he showed exactly how much even platinum members can use the ads platform.
Very cool. Very cool. And then a huge announcement with the Chrome extension. You were just talking to John Kaplan about that. What was the most pivotal moment for you?
Most pivotal moment, just apart from being able to have John on the show, is I love the demand analyzer. Now, you know how X-Ray now works, the Chrome extension now works on Alibaba.com. It's a great new way, guys, to maybe do some product research off of Amazon, off of Helium 10, is start going down these rabbit trails when you're on these supplier pages and start doing some research into, you know, how much demand there is on Amazon, but your search is actually originating on Alibaba.com. And that's something that I don't think many sellers are doing. So I love that part. Of course, the supplier finder is going to be great to kind of streamline that process. I mean, we were all doing that anyways, right? What we've been saying is, hey, go to Alibaba.com to find a supplier. But now instead of having to open up new windows, you can do that right from within X-Ray. And then another announcement we made was how you have a little bit more of a streamlined way of doing your keyword research with that new Cerebro button as well.
Oh man, Bradley, great recap. I don't know, you're a wealth of knowledge. You know everything all the time. Thank you so much for that. Now, are you ready for something really special? I think our audience is, because I am. So we've got something really special for you. We're going to give you 50% off your first 2 months of Helium 10 Platinum or Diamond subscriptions. So you just have to go to helium10.com/poweredup. That's helium10.com/poweredup. And that's 50% off your first 2 months of Helium 10. How cool is that, Bradley?
Pretty cool, I think.
I think so too. So definitely check that out. And now I think we're going to roll into some Q&A portions. This is what everyone's been blowing up our chats on Facebook and YouTube. I think it's time to go to the Q&A, bring back our product experts, and we have with us our marketing coordinator, a new addition to the team, Oliver Lane.
Thank you, Cassandra, and hello to all of you wonderful people at home. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Oliver. I'm on the marketing team here at Helium 10. I really hope you guys enjoyed everything that we unveiled today, and hope you're all super excited to get started on these incredible new features. I know we certainly are. But hold your horses for just a second. If you guys can wait a little bit before testing out the updates, we're going to go ahead and hear some of your questions. So everyone head on down to the comments, ask away. Please note, though, if you are watching on Facebook, don't forget to let StreamYard see your Facebook comments. To ensure this, please head down to helium10.com/live in order to grant Facebook access. That's helium10.com/live. And so keep those comments flooding in. And without further ado, why don't we dive right in?
Let's do it. Let's go Raven style right now.
All right. Is that everybody?
Right. That's everyone.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Okay. So our first question comes from Babes, who asks, is it okay with the Amazon terms of service to place the QR code on the packaging? Maybe Colleen, that's for you.
That's Alex.
Yep, I can answer that one. So the short answer is yes. However, it's more about where does the QR code lead to than the actual presence of the QR code. So to put it in most simplest terms, you cannot divert sales traffic away from Amazon, and you cannot incentivize anything, and this includes the product inserts. But so if you're going to have them scan this, to leave a review, and we'll send you something. You can't do anything like that. And also don't link to, if you want to repurchase, scan here and bring to your own store, right? So those are just two very simplistic answers. But yes, you can have it, but don't do either of those practices of where it leads to.
Great, thank you very much. Our second question comes from Lee, who asks, hi, Bradley. What are your thoughts on entering a saturated category? Most mentors say not to, but Helium 10 shows new sellers come into a saturated category, making a good profit within a couple of months.
Oh, that's a good question. And there's not just one answer. I mean, it depends on your level, of course, but how that ties into what we were talking about today is with that Alibaba extension, that's another way that you need to be checking if something is saturated. Even if it doesn't look saturated, guys, on Amazon, once you hit that supplier finder, take a look. If you see like 75,000 results, all of coffin shells or all of the same thing, that could be an indication that it might actually be saturated on Alibaba, and that means it's probably going to be saturated within just a couple of months here on Amazon. So that's just something to keep in mind on how one of today's announcements can help you out with that.
Great, thank you, Bradley. Another question comes from Abigail, who asks, absolutely awesome updates. Are all advert types now included in profits calculations for tacos?
So those are actually two different things. So you can see your tacos in ads, but you do see your total PPC spend over in profit. So if you have access to both, you'll be able to see your total PPC spend in profits for all campaign types. So yes to that question, Abigail, but you still have to go over to ads to take a look at your tacos for those products, because that's where we compare your PPC spend and your PPC sales against your organic sales.
Great. Hopefully that was helpful, Abigail. Our next question comes from Lee, who asks, where are the webinars housed? YouTube or another area? And is there a beginning training webinar for the new user here?
Maybe Colleen, do we have something in store where like maybe some of these webinars are in the dashboard somewhere or something maybe?
Yeah, that's a great idea. We've been thinking about putting webinars on the homepage, especially when we release new features. So that's actually something that's come in through the beta launch of the feature request. So it's definitely something that we're thinking about.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Next up, Nicholas asks, I do FBM as well as FBA, and my Helium 10 profits are messed up because every shipment cost varies per customer or address. How can I get my profits section clean and as accurate as possible?
Yeah, I think probably for something as specific as that on a per order basis, I'd recommend reaching out to our support team, and we can definitely take a look at that. I think I would need a little bit more information to fully assess that.
Yeah, guys, that's a great example of if you're looking for some new functionality. Guess what? What did Colleen announce this time about how we have that feature request section right there within the dashboard? So guys, make sure to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. Next up, VRL asks, can you have the QR code on the product insert to redirect the customer to Amazon product review page in order to leave an honest review?
So again, short answer is yes, you can. However, per Amazon's terms of service, you can only ask for a review once per order, and that is across any method. I assume, and Bradley, you can chime in, but I assume this would be the same for this, on a product packaging or insert as well. My personal recommendation would be to use a tool like Follow-Up to automate requesting a review, and don't necessarily give up that real estate or that space on your insert or packaging for a review request that they may leave anyways, particularly if you've already collected their customer information in a different way. So again, my recommendation would be automate something in Follow-Up to request a review and use that for something else. But if that's really your main goal, I'm sure that you could do that as long as it's not incentivized.
Great, thank you, Alex. Next up, Sadem asks, until when is the powdered up code valid?
The powered up code valid. Bradley, do you have any insight into this?
I don't. But what we do always when we have special codes, they are limited. So I don't know the exact time, but I know it's guaranteed to last through the end of this webinar. And usually that means through the end of the day. So
I'm getting some breaking news. We have it's valid until February 1st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So Sadim, you can use this until February 1st, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Cassandra. Next up, we have Mike, who asks whether storage fees are included in profits.
Yes, we do get excess storage fees, which you can find within the expenses section of your profits page.
Next up, Zubair asks, Vince, aka Mr. Tacos, are any of the new modules on Freedom Ticket specifically going through the ads tool from A to Z?
Let's see. Well, we do have, if you have access to ads, you have your pro trainings, which actually go into great detail from A to Z. So that's where you'd want to go if you already have access to ads. Zubair, which I believe you do. He's a regular contributor even to my PPC sessions. So yeah, go to your pro trainings. So that's your in-depth A to Z and ads. If you want to get a general overview, though, of PPC as well as ads, I do that in the Freedom Ticket modules. So week 8, I believe starting at module 62 is Kevin King talking about PPC basics. And then we go through 10 modules where I close that out with a PPC optimization module. And that one is newer. So it's got the latest updates from the advertising console and the latest updates in ads as well as of last month. So that's where you'd want to go Freedom Ticket wise to check out PPC/ads. But since I know you're a member, check out the pro trainings. That's where you're going to get an in-depth overview of ads.
We definitely have to always call Vince Mr. Tacos now.
That's his name, Mr. Tacos.
That will carry on for sure.
That's gonna stick. I should make shirts.
Absolutely. So next up, we have David, who asks, finding suppliers in America versus using Alibaba suppliers overseas. Does the new feature on Black Box with Alibaba allow you to research US suppliers as well?
Yes, actually. So I didn't even kind of spaced out there. That question was for me. But if you guys remember when I showed you that screenshot of the different filters that are available in Supplier Finder, look at the country one, and then you can choose from a number of countries, including the United States, because there's actually now a lot of United States suppliers on Alibaba as well.
Thank you, Bradley. Next up, Robert asks, when selling in a non-speaking country like Germany or Italy, is there a language setting on Helium 10 for keywords and listing creations? And if not, would you consider adding this function?
So Yaxi, what do you think? How can people do research in the other languages?
So I guess you can use Google Translate for now, but that certainly seems like a really cool feature and something that we'll think about for the future.
Yeah, but you guys just remember that if you don't speak the language, like you're in America and you're trying to, throw something up there for Amazon Germany, and you don't speak, you don't sprechen Sie Deutsch or whatever how you say that. Well, what you can do is, like Yaxi says, copy the keywords there. You can use Google Translate, but remember, you can do your research in any marketplace. All right. So right there in Blackbox, in Magnet, and Cerebro, there's a drop down menu. You can select whichever country you're doing the research in. Now everything still kind of stays in English, the menus and everything, but the keywords now will come out in those other languages. And then, like Yaxi said, yeah, go ahead and throw it into Google Translate if you're not. You want to make sure that you're not doing some weird words in your listing.
Great. Next up, Ignacio asks, speaking tacos, any plan to enable the tool for a Mexican market?
Ads is already available for Mexico. So just make sure that your settings are set up correctly in Seller Central. Ads is actually one of the tools that you can see all markets because we get the information from Amazon. So it's not really reliant on other Helium 10 tools restrictions. So there are workarounds that you might need to do if you're in multiple marketplaces, but as long as you have your North American marketplace activated in Seller Central, you should be able to see Canada, US, and Mexico within ads.
Great, thank you, Mr. Tacos. Elena asks, hi, I'm a student of Enablers Pakistan. Any plans on working with the UAE market?
Colleen, this sounds like another perfect time to pitch how people can let their voice be heard.
Yeah, if there's work or if there's support that you guys need on the platform, submit it in the feature request. Myself and the other PMs, we review them regularly, and I love hearing people's ideas. So this is a great one. I'll write it down so I can remember this after the webinar, but please feel free to submit it in the dashboard too.
Great. Next up, Arwin asks, the inventory planning and profits is quite limited, for example, for German users. When will it be opened fully for European sellers?
Yeah, getting inventory out for our EU marketplaces is definitely high on our priority list. We're working on a few other updates for inventory and profits at the moment, but something we're definitely looking forward to bringing to all of our marketplaces. So no definite timeline right yet, but definitely on our radar.
Stay tuned.
Cool. Now, before we get to the other questions, Ollie, I just want to maybe ask each something here for the different product managers, not about your tool, but something else that was brought up today. What was your favorite feature that was brought up? So let's maybe ask Yaxi, obviously you're going to say, oh, of course the black box and magnet was the best, since those are your babies right there. But what excited you the most out of what somebody else here presented, Yaxi?
Yeah, I'm really excited about the checklist feature that Colleen spoke about. I think it's really going to be beneficial to beginner users. So yeah.
What about you, Ollie? Let's not leave you out here. I mean, you were kind of in the background, I think, throughout this whole thing. Which one excited you the most? And product managers, do not try and give him some money to hype up your tool, please.
I'm afraid it's relevant to someone who's not on here anymore. But the new Alibaba integration is just a huge leap forward and an amazing step for Helium 10, for Alibaba, and for all you guys out there.
Cassandra, you have a favorite from today?
Oh, I thought Alex was killing it with the QR codes. That was some cool stuff. So definitely looking forward to seeing that in action. Yeah, but honestly, everyone gave some really cool updates, and I'm looking forward to seeing it all happen now and in the future.
Awesome. Andrew?
Selfishly, request a feature, because that's how we can communicate with you guys and really learn what you guys need. So we're always looking to talk to users. And I know myself and a few other PMs have looked at those and then contacted those users to start interviewing them in a more meaningful, deep way. So if that's something you're interested in and giving us feedback and maybe meeting with some of us, I think that's probably the best way to kind of raise your hand and say, hey, I'm interested in kind of moving this product forward as fast as possible. So, yeah.
Awesome. Before we ask the rest of the guests here, guys, put your favorite in and we'll throw it up. Ollie will throw up some of these in a few minutes, but let us know what your favorite announcement was of today or how you guys have been using it. Who else hasn't said their favorite? Vince, did you have a favorite?
I know Cassandra stole my thunder. I was going to also say the QR codes. I just, in general, watching the growth of QR codes as a marketing tool has always been fascinating to me. So now that we're implementing that into our tools, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what people end up using them for and end up doing, and getting feedback again from you guys on how they're working and what they're doing for me is going to be really important. So make sure you do that.
Cool. Colleen?
Yeah, so I've been really impressed by both the profits and the research tools, because like selling on Amazon is so complicated, and I think the two tools are definitely simplifying it for our users. And I'm really excited, to help introduce those tools to new users, to experienced sellers, to brand new Amazon sellers as we go forward with the checklist. So they've definitely, I think, simplified, the day-to-day for small business owners. So I'm really impressed.
Awesome. Last but not least, Alex, you like won Mr. Popular here, at least amongst this team. But which one of the non-portals announcements did you most like about today?
Sure, I'll share some love to Vince and the ads team. My favorite feature that we saw today was the campaign builder, which kind of helps you assist in getting started with using ads. And spoiler alert, that's something that I think we're all looking to kind of embed within our own tools as well, is making them easier to implement different levels of strategy based on your seller experience, things like that too. So that's my favorite to see.
Awesome. Ollie, let's see what some of the users said here. Let's see if there's any.
So Jada agrees with me. Thank you. Appreciate that. As well as the QR and link codes. What else we got? Scott loves the new Chrome extension. Thank you, Scott. Samuel, also Alibaba. Looks like I'm winning. The QR codes and portals. There we go.
Yeah, Alibaba seems to be the fan favorite. I think request the feature is the greatest of all time. Yes, I agree. I think we have time. Way to go, Colleen. Way to go. I think we have time for one more user question. Let's end on a high note. Pick a good one, Oliver. Bradley, let's make it memorable.
All right, you're putting us on the spot here. My goodness, here. Let's see. First of all, we gotta always give a shout out to anybody who says how cool is that, but then I just lost that comment, so that went away. One last comment, guys. Give us one last question or comment here in the chat. Everybody's still flooding the chat with their favorite tool. But guys, give Ollie one more question here that we can throw up on asking us about anything, one of the tools that one of the product managers here manages, or something about the announcement today. And Robert, what does Robert say here?
How cool is that?
Hey, Ollie, you speak French, right?
I do, Bradley.
How do you say how cool is that in French?
Oh God, you are really putting me on the spot here.
It's kind of slang, so you can't always translate, it correctly. But if you were like, so well, that's pretty cool, or something like that, somebody shows you something over there, then how would somebody say that?
In French, I believe they would just say like trop cool or something like that.
That's easier. I like that. Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Ooh, I like it. Please,
everyone from France, feel free to correct me.
All right. Oh, here. We have another Olivier who says, what does it say? I don't know what this is. Okay, cool. All right. I found a good question.
Okay.
It's kind of a funny question, but now I lost it. Oh no, where did it go? The Helium 30. Do you see that one? Oh, here it is. This will be the last question of the day. Kind of a funny one, but
Zubair.
Zubair again, who asks, when is Helium 10 being more accurately renamed as Helium 30?
I love that. What do you think, Cassandra?
Oh man, we're well on our way, don't you think, Bradley?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, back in my day, you know, it was Helium 3, but now we're up to 10. So I guess we can go more. So, anyways, guys, Cassandra, you were awesome as a host here. Took some of the pressure off me. I like it. I like it. Oliver, thank you for handling the questions. Andrew, who else do we have on here? Vince, Yaxi, Alex, and Colleen. Thank you, especially those of you who were bold enough to make your webinar debuts in front of, I think we had about 1,500 live right here. So any last words of wisdom for us, Cassandra?
Oh, I think we just have to keep on crushing it. And thank you to all of our 1 million users. Another big feat that we're excited to always celebrate with you. And don't forget, helium10.com/powered up for 50% off your first 2 months of Helium 10 Platinum and Diamond membership. So I look forward to seeing all of the comments after we jump off here and all those Instagrams that everyone submitted. So keep
yes,
sending
don't
in
forget,
too.
guys, tag Helium 10 software and use what hashtag again, Cassandra?
Hashtag Helium 10.
Hashtag Helium 10. Take a selfie of yourselves watching the replay. A lot of people were asking, hey, where can we watch this? If you're watching this on Facebook right now, if you're watching this on LinkedIn right now, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you'll be able to go to that exact where you are right now. Just refresh that page in a few minutes and you'll be able to watch it from the beginning. So anyways, on behalf of everybody here, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for helping us help you guys rise to the top here at Helium 10 and have a great west of your week. Lastly, Wabbit, have a great rest of your week, guys. See you guys later.